30th, 2021 special planning board meeting. For this meeting, the planning board is convening remotely via the Microsoft Teams app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Supporting materials that have been provided to the members of this body will be shown during this transmission. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Few ground rules. I will introduce the speaker for the agenda item. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. Members wish to engage with each other, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. And for items with public comments, we have established an email address for public comments @danversmass.gov. This email address is shown online with the streaming of this meeting. Residents may email comments. They will be provided read out loud after the staff has confirmed their name and address. All emails must contain the date and phrase planning board meeting in the subject line. Finally, each vote taken this afternoon will be conducted by a roll call vote. So we have one item on the agenda, and I'll turn it over to you, Attorney McCann.
Thank you very much. Thank you for meeting today. My name is Nancy McCann, and I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Conant Street Realty LLC, and we are seeking endorsement of an A&R plan. This is pretty straightforward. The properties are located at 13 Popes Lane and 103 Newbury Street. And this is a lot line adjustment only. There is no impact to the frontage of either of those lots. My client owns the property at 13 Popes Lane. It currently has a two-family house on it, and he is looking to perhaps do some redevelopment of that site at some point in the future. And in preparation for that, he has had a plan done. And when that survey was prepared, we noticed that we have several encroachments on his property from the abutting trailer park located at 103 Newbury Street. There are 3 trailers and a shed and a retaining wall that are over the lot line. So, and my client spoke to the owner of 103 Newbury, and neighbors being good neighbors, they thought the easiest way to deal with this was simply to readjust the lot line so that the trailers and the shed and the retaining wall that belong to the trailer park will be on the trailer park property. The trailers have been there a long time, the shed has been there a long time, and rather than moving trailers and the families that live in them, we thought the best thing to do is just simply to do a quick lot line adjustment, and that's what you see. 13 Popes Lane will continue to have significantly more than the required area and more than the required frontage in the highway corridor zoning district, and the same is also true of the trailer park property that is gaining a little over 3,000 square feet, and it will have more than the required area and more than the required frontage. So this is simply a lot line adjustment. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, Tori, why don't we start with you?
Sure. There looks like there's a road on other maps that I don't see on this plan called Ryder Lane. Is that a private road? It seems like that's right in the area we're talking about.
I am not, I haven't seen it on any plans that I have looked at. So I would say it's probably some sort of a private road. There's a variety of easements and things that traverse these properties this is basically an island in between Route 1 and Route 95.
So is access to these trailers and outbuildings all by privately maintained roads? Or is there any reason to be concerned about the irregular shape of the new lot line?
Oh, no, the access is off, and the frontage is off of Route 1. And then there's a driveway that comes in off of Route 1. And the trailer park may have named the driveways for purposes
Okay.
of identification of addresses for the different trailers within the park. But the street access is off of Route 1.
Okay, so they maintain access to that. All right,
Oh, yeah.
that's the only question. I have no other concerns about this.
Okay, Lou?
Yes, Attorney McCann, just a quick question. Does this, does this change of the lot line, does this create any, I know you indicated there's no issues in terms of frontage. Does it cause any issues in terms of like for the, rear setbacks at all in terms of the amount of distance between the new property line and the mobile homes or the sheds?
We're actually improving it because the mobile homes and the shed are now over the lot line. So they've got zero setback at this point, negative setback, if you will. We've drawn the lot line so that we are decreasing the nonconformity by giving them all about 5 feet of rear setback. So I did meet with Director Fields before I filed this, and we're decreasing the nonconformity. So that's improving the zoning situation.
Okay.
And the existing dwelling on 13 Pope's Lane is way towards the front, as you can see, so it's not impacted.
So there'd be no need then. So because any nonconformity is being decreased, there's no need to go to Zoning Board of Appeals or anything like that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any further questions or concerns. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Peg?
I have no questions or concerns.
Yeah, and the chair has no questions or concerns either. So let me turn it to the public to see if anyone from the public would like to speak on this application. I see Mr. Duggan's there. Mr. Duggan, do you have a question or comment?
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. So is the realignment in preparation for removing the dwelling units and making it commercial? Is that the intent?
The owner of the property is currently weighing those options. We don't have any plan at the moment.
Okay. And then just looking at the outline of the lot, it does look like there's a corner of it that touches Route 1, but it doesn't look like it has really any frontage. So the only access to this parcel is from Pope's Lane.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pope's Lane, it's kind of like the armpit of Danvers. It's really sad the way that the commercial impact has really been allowed to run amok, I think, and impact these poor people that actually live there. But
Well, it is in the highway corridor zone.
yeah, I realize that. It's just I remember the building inspector a few years ago trying to rein in some of that activity, and it doesn't look like he was successful. So, all right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have. Thank you.
You're welcome. David, was anyone else from the public that wanted to speak? Okay, if not, why don't we bring it back to the board? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
I move that we close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, roll call vote. Tori?
Yes.
Lou?
Yes.
Peg?
Yes.
And I'm in favor of closing the public hearing. Now, if we can go back to the application for approval of the Form A lot as presented, is there a motion to approve?
I'll move that we approve.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, roll call vote. Peg?
Yes.
Lou?
Yes.
Tori?
Yes.
And I'm in favor as well. So, and I guess we've done this in the past for David to sign off on the Form A plan. So just, can we get a vote to allow David to sign off on the Form A plan for administrative purposes?
I move
Sure.
that we allow David to sign off on the Form A on behalf of the board.
Okay,
Second,
Okay, second by Peg. Roll call vote. Tori,
Yes.
Lou,
Yes.
Peg,
yes.
and I'm in favor as well. So if, David, is there any other matters you want to bring forward to the board? Is there any,
Thank you.
scheduling, since we're all here, that you want to kind of get us prepared for, I know Peg is brought up where her schedule may be, but for September and October, what are we looking like?
Sure. So development administration wise, it's relatively light. We have a project coming in for the shopping mall that's a grocery store. And then a expansion over on Electronics Avenue, but that's all we have for the 14th of September. The only other thing to make you aware of is the public hearings for zoning bylaw updates would be happening starting September 14th. So we do have some holdover from last year. We have a few new things, but we'll be getting you a memo. I hope to get it out today detailing what those are, why they're happening, and the schedule, the overall schedule from there. So you'll be able to see, what board is seeing what at which point. So I'll try to get that out to you later today. But other than that, if you have any vacation or anything scheduled that you know of in advance, or if you'll be missing a meeting, just let me know and we'll try to work around that.
Okay, thanks. Attorney McCann, can you just comment, if you're in a position to comment on the Hobart Street project? I know that we've had a couple informal presentations. Is that trending towards some formal action by the board in the near future?
Yes, it is. Actually, we were before the Board of Appeals at their last meeting with regard to the pharmacy pickup window. And we were close to wrapping that hearing up, and the Board of Appeals actually asked for some evidence of the planning board's feeling on the pharmacy pickup window. And you'll recall at the informal meeting, we actually polled the members. Director Fields has advised that there are no minutes of that meeting because for staffing issues being what they are. So what I provided to the Board of Appeals is the link to the actual hearing, or not hearing, meeting from the cable TV that I thought would be helpful. Then the Board of Appeals then has all the information they could want, I think, with regard to your feelings on it, rather than I could have asked you for a letter, but I guess I thought that would be the easier way to do it. Then they've got everything and all of your comments. So we're back before the Board of Appeals beginning of September. And then I would anticipate we would be moving forward with plans for submission. Now, would those be submitted in time for an October or November meeting? I suspect not. I think that's there's a lot of work that will go into those plans, but we have to get by the pharmacy pickup window issue, which hopefully we will, and then we'll be moving on to plans. But in the short term, I don't think that's going to impact anything. I did have a question. I heard word on the street that there was a filing for 152 Endicott Street. I don't know if anybody has heard anything about that. That's probably would go to the Board of Appeals, but I don't know that. I just heard it today. Rumor on the street.
Your ear to the street's better than mine. We have heard nothing from that side.
Well, I've asked for a little more detail on that one to see if there's anything happening there. But if you haven't heard about it, I suspect it's a little ways off.
I would, yeah, it must be.
What is 152 Endicott Street now?
It's
former
next,
Denny's and
right?
It's what?
Econo
I'm sorry.
Lodge. The former Denny's and Econo Lodge.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought they had conservation problems.
There's a lot going on down there.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I
Okay,
had
well-
just one more question, Mr. Chairman, and it has nothing to do with projects. It's just a matter of what we just went through. We did an A&R and we opened a public hearing and we closed a public hearing. Do we normally do that with Form As and A&Rs?
Um,
I've been doing it just for convenience sake,
Because-
because
yeah.
we've allowed public comments, so, so my feeling was if we're gonna allow public comments, we might as well.
Go with it, okay. That's all.
No problem. No problem. Okay, so given that, pretty efficient.
Chair?
meeting. Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
Just for calendar's sake, our next meeting is the 14th and then following the 28th. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay. That's all. I just wanted to double check it. Thank you.
Well, all right, so given that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
I
All in
second that.
favor? Aye.
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 Stay safe, everyone, and see
Yes,
you.
nice to
Thank
see
you, everyone.
all.